Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Sporting160EN podcast number 114. Season's come to a close, and I'm joined by my three fellow champions. Starting off with my main champion, Steph. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing awesome, bro. Today we won 5-1. Pedro Gonçalves he achieved his main goal, which was to be the top scorer in Portugal, which he did with 23 goals. So that's awesome. Also, I would like to give a big shout out to Marco Diaz. He gave me this awesome T-shirt. I met him a couple of days ago in Newport, Rhode Island. Thank you, Marco. He paid me for dinner to my wife and kids. So now he has to come down all the way to my house. He can stay over. Yeah. So thank you, Marco Diaz, and happy for Sporting Portugal. We couldn't finish in a higher note than today.
Facts. Also joined by another one of my fellow champions, Christian. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. I was a little sad today on behalf of Filial Sporting Clube de Portugal número 2, Ferenc. Relegated. I was honestly pulling for them. I know Rio Ave should be the team that I naturally root for more due to the Portuguese connection, but truthfully, I was rooting for Ferenc more. But if you were pulling for Rio Ave, congrats. Still alive. But yeah, today the game against Maritimo went exactly according to plan. Everyone got in. We were just toying with them, ran up the score. Pot got the award. It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. I soaked in every minute of it.
Facts. Perfect ending to almost a perfect season. Last but not least, joined by champion Sam Fonseca. Sam, how are you, dude?
Yeah, I'm good. Different setup at the moment at my girlfriend's house, so I apologise if the Wi-Fi is a bit iffy. I can see in the corner it sort of flickers up to like 1, 2, and 3. So hopefully it's all good. But yeah, I'm glad to be here with you boys.
Facts. Let's jump right into the Twitter questions. We only have a few. Let me just bring them up to the screen right now. First one comes from unknown_DG at DG unknown. They ask players you really believe Sporting will sign this summer. I'll ask all of you guys, but I'll start with you, Steph. A player you think we can sign or you want us to sign?
Well, that's a great question. We definitely need, depending on who we sell, and that's a tough question. If we sell, example, Nunes, which most likely we will, then we'll need another left back. But I like the player from what's his name, the one who scored 15 goals.
Better.
Não do Portimonense.
Mario Gonzalez.
That's it.
Tondela, right?
That's it. Mario Gonzalez from Tondela. I like him. Yeah. I like him. He knows how to play in the Portuguese league. He showed that he doesn't miss inside the box. So that's an interesting player. Because every time we go outside the market, international market, like Sporad, we never get it together. So if Nunes is gone, left winger, we need another punta de lança to compete with Paulinho, I like him. And then hopefully we'll keep Palhinha. If we don't keep Palhinha, then we need another number 6. So depends on the market. We shall see. So it's a good question, but later we'll answer it better in the summertime.
Agreed. Any names from you, Chris, that you may think of?
I mean, if Jorge Mendes is as gracious as to let us have Vinagre, I mean that'd be a great signing potentially. Maybe to replace Nuno Mendes. I thought he was good this season at Famalicão. Obviously he's on loan from Wolves, so you gotta ask the grandfather. So who knows? But he would be a good replacement. I think we're gonna need. We half replaced the right back position halfway through the season, and to João Pineda's credit, he actually came in clutch at the end to what probably rounded out his career. So João Pineda did everything that was needed. But we're gonna need another right back. And I mean, who knows how long we can even hold on to Porto for. So maybe an alternative that is, young and budding, but could be on the cusp of something if Porto were to leave, maybe even halfway through next season or something like that. Rosier, I don't know. I don't know, man. People are saying the Turkish fans are raving about him from what I was reading, just the comments and stuff. Like, he's a legend. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe he gets a second look. I don't know. Because obviously there was like the falling out with Amorim and everything, but like, let's be fair, he was shit too. Like, he did not play well. He did not help himself in any way. So yeah, maybe he gets a second look. Who knows?
Yeah, he did the double in Turkey too. So who knows? Sam, any special mention from you?
I think the obvious one is Ronaldo, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I would like to see Beto. I think he's all we need, another goal scorer. I think he fits the mold perfectly. He's been great at Portimonense. Like Steph said, Gonzalez from Tondela would be a good shout as well. But for me, I think Beto should be our number one priority if he's not going to cost too much.
I agree. Unfortunately, I think they're going to ask for an arm and a leg, though. But he would be perfect for us. I think so, too. Yeah. Next question comes in from Chip from Lauren Yano. She asks, the whole season has been amazing, beyond my wildest dreams. Here's to enjoying the celebration during the summer, and hopefully Portugal bring home the Euros again, too. Sporting, top of the league. Somos campeões. Vivo Sporting. Roll on next season. Also, if you can sign 3 players from within Liga NOS this summer, who would you sign and why? We kind of answered that, but I guess we'll say Mario Gonzalez.
Throw Ryan Gold in there too, right? Firenze is relegated for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they have an option on his contract, but I feel like he's probably gonna. I don't know. Maybe a sign and trade. They don't really have those, but I don't know. I feel bad for Firenze getting no money for him, but yeah, could be. They could be parting ways. Don't see him playing in Liga Sabseg again.
If Nunes gets he does get sold, I would say I like Vinagre, well, like you said, but if Vinagre is not possible, Vinagre is a left winger, right?
Left back.
Yeah. So
I could see him playing the wing back for us. Yeah.
If not, I wouldn't mind getting Ricardo Gaio back because he knows the culture of Sporting. So that would be an interesting
deals with Braga again, baby. Let's go. Let's funnel them 10 more million.
I was actually talking to David Pereira today. Maybe he's in the chat. Hopefully he's in the chat. But I was even saying I wouldn't mind Gaio if we do some sort of deal like we mentioned before with Demiral in Sassuolo what was the team? The Turkish team to Juventus. If we do the same with Porto, then I wouldn't mind going after Gaio because then it makes sense to waste 8-9 million on like a starting right back. But I like Gaio. If he comes and he's like a second option, that's amazing to have. That's all I really wanted to say on that. His brother's going to Braga, by the way, so that's an interesting move there. Maybe we do see Ricardo Gaio coming our way. We'll see. Let's go straight into the game. I'll give you guys the starting 11. Sporting, of course, won 5-1 against Maritimo. Pot scored 3. There was an own goal. I did this last week again, and I'm doing that again. There was an own goal and then a goal from who scored the 4th?
Plata, yeah.
So the 11 was we started with Luis Max in net, Mateus Reis, Coates, Neto at the back, Antunes and João Pereira at the wing back position. But against Mateus Nunes in the midfield, then Jovan Paulinho and Pot up top with substitutions of Pelinha, Plata, André Paulo, Tomás Silva, and Tiago Tomás. Steph, I'll ask you first, dude. What were your thoughts on this game?
Well, both teams, they had achieved the main goal. Sporting became champion of Portugal against the game against Boavista. So, and Maritimo had clinched to stay in the first division. So everything was resolved. So the game was just a scheduled game. They had to play the game, and that was it. So you could see that the focus on the game from both teams was kind of a low key. Sporting dominated the whole game basically, and we played well. from minute 1 until the 92nd minute. So the 5-1 reflects actually a score that could have been, and I'm not kidding, 10-1. We had enough opportunities to be even a better, more dynamic score. But 5-1, I'll take it. The main goal today, it was obvious. It was to make sure that Pot would come out of the game with at least 3 goals to surpass Sferovic, and he did. So that goal was achieved. Something that most people don't know, but the last time a Portuguese player won this trophy, the top scorer of the Portuguese league, was Domingo Paciência. So we're talking about many moons ago. So now we finally have a Portuguese player earning that trophy again. So that's awesome.
It's been and also 5 years since the Sporting player won. Bas Doss was the last one. Yeah,
it's been a long time as well. Yeah,
16, 17 maybe.
I believe so.
4 years ago.
Yeah. And then I'm not going to talk much about the game because the game itself, the score speaks for itself, 5-1. But I'll mention a couple key things that to me is very important. I'll start with the less sensitive ones, and I'll finish with the sensitive one for me. Tomás Silva, he played for Sporting today. He's been at Sporting since he was 9. He used to go to practice. He used to play for Sporting. He used to live in Viana do Castelo and then travel to Lisbon, which is like 3 hours difference or something like that. And he did that commute for a minute before he moved to Lisbon. Most likely, he's not going to stay at Sporting. But why did he play today? That should be your question. And the reason why he played today, it's because he was part of the team, of the senior team at practice. So he made them better. So when they had scrimmage games, he was part of those scrimmage games 24/7. And that's why he was rewarded today to play a few minutes. So under his profile, he'll be he'll show, when you Google his name, it'll show that he was champion of Portugal for Sporting.
He's getting a physical medal too, baby. That's not all.
Yeah. So I think his contract ends in June, and then he's a free agent, and I don't think he's staying at Sporting because he got an offer from a club that pays him much more, which I understand that. The other player that I would like to talk about is Andre Paulo, the goalie. He finally came in today. He played a few minutes, and also he's a champion of Portugal for Sporting. And then last but not least, João Pereira. Today was his last game, so he officially retired today. They at the end of the game, I don't know if you guys saw that they had a little video for him. His son came into the pitch with his father, and that was awesome. I like that. That was very stylish of Sporting. They've been doing a phenomenal job with technology, with putting videos together. They've been doing phenomenal with that. And then a fun fact. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but Sporting and Borja, they won the League Cup, they won the Portuguese League, and they can potentially win the Portuguese Cup. Fun fact.
Hopefully they do. Hopefully for this.
Let's go say do Dumbia. I mean Andras Sporad.
Saying he's doing whiteface. Sam, what were your thoughts on today's game, dude?
Yeah, I think Steph pretty much hit the nail on the head there. First off, João Pereira, like what a servant, what a hero. He loved the club, and you could tell. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. In his second to last season, I didn't think he was that good. But coming in this season, I thought he was fantastic and a leader on and off the pitch. Congratulations to Pot as well, getting the hat trick. I know Maritimo didn't play the best game, but I think we made them look a lot worse than they actually were. I did feel bad for their goalkeeper, especially on that third own goal. I mean, it does happen in football, but I'm not going to complain too much about it. Everyone played their part today. I wanted to see a bit more of Bragança, if I'm honest. I wanted to see him last the full 90. I would have preferred to see Jovan get on the score sheet as well. But I was really impressed with players like Plata today, João Pereira as well. Neto had a few shaky moments, but sort of made his way back into confidence. And Tunes nearly scored a banger from outside the box in like the first 5 minutes. So I thought that was it. I thought it was in. Goal line technology wasn't on our side. Obviously, it didn't go in. But I mean, what a great performance. And it's annoying that it took so long to finally win a game by like 2 or more goals. We literally waited to the last game of the season. It's like, but anyway, it was a great performance and a really great way to wrap up the season for me as well.
Facts. It is super frustrating. You know, I would have loved these games earlier when we were, you know, fighting for the championship. Last but not least, Christian, take it away, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Sam touched on it. I did feel bad for Charles. At the same time, absolutely shocking performance. I think it was the second goal. The second goal was a horrible clearance from him. The fourth goal was a horrible clearance from him. The third goal was right under his foot from a pass. I mean, that would get you a 2.5. That's a well-earned 2.5 right there. But to turn to our guys, another guy I would have liked to see on the score sheet today was Paulinho. Again, like put himself in some decent areas. Was he was a pest. He was annoying the defenders. He was battling in there. But another game where he's really not. I don't really remember any clear-cut opportunities. Maybe one actually, but I mean, unable to get on the score sheet in a game like this, it's kind of disappointing. Jovan and Plot thought were the two best for us. I mean, glad Jovan lasted like the entire time out there. That's incredible. He finally did it. Last game in the season, but he proved that he can play 90 minutes.
I guess he's listening to us.
Good for him. I mean, to the best of my knowledge, he has not picked up a knock, and he's good. But yeah, those two are excellent. That pass for the third goal, savage from Jovan. Like, he had multiple passes that he could have played, and I think that he saw that it was Pot was one of them, but it was the harder option, and he still played that ball anyways. And then Charles again didn't really do himself any favors, but it's a nice flick from Pot. Paulinho, like that one slide tackle in like the 79th minute, right when they were like about to break. Oh man, it's like you're down like 4 or 5-0, and this guy's still sliding around, breaking up your counterattack. I mean, what a season for Paulinho. I'd love for this not to be his last game, right? I'd love for this not to be a lot of guys' last games. But I know him especially. He'd be a massive hole to have to fill next season. Matheus Nunes, got a start under his belt, played okay, but against a start under his belt, played okay. Kawats, there was a couple of moments, I guess, where it was like back passes between Mateus Reis and Neto, and then they're playing it back to Max's right foot. It's like, are we about to give them a Charles goal? But yeah, solid. It was solid. Maritimo, I guess they came for the festa, right? They were safe. They didn't really care. Do we think that their goal should have been ruled out, and that they just didn't rule it out because it was 5-1 and they were just like, fuck it? Because the guy is offsides and he does go for the cross. He just like doesn't get to it at all. So I guess that's our only real Kazu. Other than that, just a demolition.
Facts. I also wanted to give a quick mention and quick shout out to Plata as well, who actually impressed me on his little cameo. I mean, there's still work to be done. There's still some improvements needed to be made, but I thought even defensively he did well. Of course, he scored a beautiful goal from an error, like you mentioned, from Charles. You're saying I think a 2.5 is actually being generous. It could have been much lower than that. But I just wanted to mention Platita there. The only other thing I wanted to mention and ask you guys has evaded me now. Nice one, Danny. Anyways, I mean that's really it.
We can do
this
the
game.
offsides. We can do the Kazu.
Do you guys think it was offside?
Which one?
The Maritimo
Their
goal.
only goal.
I don't think so.
No. It was not offside.
Because he
You
didn't
don't
have the ball for me. I think that's
He
why.
didn't
If he did make contact, I would say, but I think he didn't actually touch it.
Yeah, it was a good goal. The only thing we forgot to mention is Antunes was our captain today.
Yeah.
So kudos,
Banged
kudos to
one
him.
off the underside of the bar. Like the second minute would have been incredible.
Yeah. And I think I don't know if you guys have noticed. This is the second game that Maxi started. The last game was when Dan couldn't play, and today, and I think he matured a lot. His feet have gotten better. Overall, I think we pissed him off enough that next year if we'd start him, I would be okay with that.
I agree. I just remembered what I was going to ask you guys. It had to do with Pot getting the hat trick and basically being top goal scorer. Just something that Jorge Jesus said right after the Benfica game. Do you think there's any merits to what he was saying about he thinks that, especially for Sporting and Benfica technically competing for the top goal scorer, that the fair thing would have been to have the Guimarães Benfica and the Sporting Maritimo game play at the same time, even though Guimarães was fighting off with Santa Clara for a European spot?
I mean, why are we playing the Sporting game at 9:45 as the only game later than all the rest? Seemingly no reason, I guess. Because it didn't have any effect for either team, but he's saying, I guess that's still in effect.
I see what he means. Is
Unlucky, mate. Campeón segunda volta. I mean, you can take that one home at least.
We can give him a template like Benfica likes to brag about templates about reaching the final of the Europa League. So we give them another template of winning the second round of the Portuguese league. I don't know if it makes them happy of having a little template. Ganharam a segunda volta do Campeonato Nacional. Tá bem, okay. I mean, they made fun of us because we won the League Cup. That's a cup.
Yeah.
Campeões de Inverno, what the fuck is that? That's what they kept on saying. Now they bragging about winning the second round of the Portuguese league. What the fuck? Caralho.
But I mean, I think that was just ridiculous. That's just something for them to whine about for Seferovic not getting top goal scorer. Guys, I won't even ask for this game. I'll ask for the whole season.
They gave them a free goal. That was their own goal by Nuno Mendes.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Exactly. The brace alone from Pot should have been enough to get him the golden boot, let alone a hat trick. Forgetting this match, because I think we'll all give it to Pot. I mean, hat trick hero, no doubt. MVP of this season. Who do you guys want to give it to? A lot of outstanding performances. You know, Pot, of course, top goal scorer. Captain Quach, put us on our back put us on his back quite a few times. Palhinha was a huge fill in that midfield. Poru, Adan, I can name so many players. Christian or Sam, I'll start with you. I haven't heard you in a bit. Who's your MVP for this year?
I'm going to give it to two players. I'll sort of give the main and secondary. The main one, I think, has to go to Coates. The season he had a few years ago and last year, he looked shaky. People were saying he didn't deserve the contract extension. He got it and was the captain and I think it was the best player in the league, let alone best player for Sporting. But as well, I'm going to give it to Nuno Mendes, being how young he is and playing the way he does, getting up national team call-ups and things. For me, there's no one more mature, and he's 18 years old. And I think under pressure, he could have conceded a few, could have lost his head, but he was fantastic every step of the way. So for me, Coates and Nuno Mendes.
Fair enough. How about you, Christian?
For me, I think the glue that honestly held it all together was obviously partially Kawat, but partially Palinha. Just a monster in so many games. Iron Man overcame the adversity of the court system, and it somehow worked out in his favor. Never ended up serving a suspension. Legendary. I mean, yeah. I mean, enough can't be said about how good he was this season. Absolute beast. You know, like, think about the Palinha that played as like a scared little boy against Barcelona in the Champions League versus the Palinha that you see in the this season. It's a grown ass man that's just a beast, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. How about you, Steph?
Man, it's so difficult. We had everyone performing at a very high level. Then, for example, in the last game against Braga, that the one save he had that was crucial, and Kawach was amazing. But then you look to his left, you have Fidal. He was amazing. You look to his right, we had Inacio. He was amazing. You look to the bench, you had Net. He was amazing. The midfield, like Chris said and Sam said, Palinha, it was like we played with 12 players. He covered the whole midfield. I hope we keep him. He's worth it to double his salary if we can. Then Port, what can we say? He's a midfielder that scored 23 goals. That's amazing. And then you have the composure of our junior players such as Bragança. Let's not forget he's 20 years old, I believe. Utete, he's 19. Plata is also 21 years old. All of our youth showed up. Quaresma as well. Maxi when he played as well. But if I had to select just one, and it's a tough decision, I agree with Sam. It would have to be Quach, because Quach has been in our club for 5 years since he came back from Liverpool. And he had ups and downs. He had the season that he scored own goals, which was, I think, the most terrible season he ever had. But this year, and I don't mean to get emotional, but this year he was our captain, and that made all the difference for him because he stepped up his game as far as being a leader, and to me that did mean a lot. He scored a lot of decisive goals at the last minute, so I would give it to Kawach because he's been in the club for a long time. He adapted to our Portuguese culture. He speaks our Portuguese language. He made an effort to blend in with us, and he's done that. And he's a real Sportingista, not by birth, but he's earned the right to be among the very best in our club.
Well said. I agree. My MVP for the season actually goes to Antunes. There's no shock that we became champions the moment we bought the goat. So shout out Antunes, you're my man of the season. No, honestly, I'm gonna give it to Talisman. Exactly. He's your favorite player's favorite player, if you know what I mean.
He's unanimous if he hits the banger today.
Yeah,
he's somewhat contested since he didn't hit it.
Facts. I agree. I love Kawach. I think he was the glue to this team as well. And I thank God we never sold Palinha to Spartak as well. But I'm gonna give mine to Pot. I mean, another hat trick today, a brace against Benfica, a lot of important goals throughout the season. I mean, the kid came in and tore shit up as well. And the moment he started playing, we never cared about whether we only have 50% of his pass or 100% of the pass or how much he cost. We didn't give a shit anymore because he was magic with his feet, and I hope we keep him for at least one more season. But he's giving me Bruno Fernandes vibes, and I never expected that from the kid. The only other question I was gonna ask was, and I was seeing it a lot on Twitter. Moment you guys knew, or at least assumed, but I'll say knew we were gonna win the league. A lot of top moments this season, a lot of late winners. Sporting, I believe, scored 9 goals after the 80th minute this season. Maybe it's more. I can't remember now. A lot of huge victories against our rivals as well. Steph, I'll pass this one off to you.
To me, most definitely the win at Braga. We played 70 minutes with 10 players. The banger from Matheus Nunes. The team came all together, down and dirty. And those 3 points were crucial in the same round. Porto tied against Moreirense. And then we had an 8-point lead. And we were at our own mercy. And we knew that if we went against Boavista, that's it. We would have been champions. That was the game that made me feel like we got this in the bag. With no doubts in my mind.
Fair enough. How about you, Sam?
For me, I want to go with the Braga game, but I'm actually going to go with the Benfica game when Matheus Nunes scored the winner. Like, we hardly ever do beat Benfica recently, especially. And it was just that, considering we've said so many times that under different managers, that would be a loss or a draw. And just the fact that literally it was like the 92nd minute that we won that, I knew then. I was hyped. I honestly thought we were going to do it all.
Agreed. How about you, Chris?
So what I went to go and get just now was this. Portuguese people definitely know what this is. It's this little fucking
the calendar.
I never fill these out ever. I always get them for Portugal for some reason. Like, oh, someone goes to Portugal, they bring back. This is what they're bringing back, or some like some fucking like my third cousin or whatever, some random person. Like, they get me this. I actually filled it out this season, so I have every single result from this season like written down. I filled it out like in real time, every single result.
This one.
Yeah. I'm looking back, and the second round against Porto, that 0-0 draw where we low-key kind of shithoused but did enough to just keep them at bay. I mean, that was definitely massive as well, because between like December and like March, we kept that lead just wide open, and we obviously made it a little sketchy at the end, but like for like 3 months straight, it was just results, nothing but results, just churning them out everywhere. So it's too many. Obviously, the Braga one down the stretch. I mean, imagine if Porto came within like 1 point or something, with like 2 games left or something, going into that Benfica game or whatever, where they're 1 point behind us. Like, it's absolutely fucked, right? So that was an absolutely massive goal in another game where we kind of shithoused through with 10 men, to be fair, that time at least, but got the job done. But yeah, I mean, I don't remember. If you can look back in the Sporting160EN Twitter and find the tweet about how many points we won. I think it was after the 80th minute. It was like 20, high 20s, low 30s, maybe. Like, come on, that's insane.
Facts. Mine is actually the 2-1 win against Gil Vicente. Just because my lucky shirt worked. But no, I was going like it was a much needed. It would push us 8 points clear. And on other years, because it was the same weekend, I believe both Benfica and Porto dropped points. Other years, we would have dropped points with them, or towards our direct rivals. The pressure would have been a lot to us. And then for, of course, our captain Quach, who, like you guys all mentioned, one of our players of the season, comes up with two big goals. One as a header, the other one just sort of shoots it in, and it just bounces, and the goalie sort of doesn't get a good trajectory on it. I knew from then, bro. I knew from then we were going to win this league. The only other question before we go into some political talks, just a debate I had internally in my head the other day between in the Sporting Gala towards December, January, who wins Coach of the Year, Ruben Amorim or Nuno Dias? I mean, we can even throw in the hockey Petit coach in there as well.
If Amorim doesn't win Coach of the Year, he's got to win Assistant Coach of the Year because some of the games that he coached were definitely he was still an assistant, so he should have that locked up. But I think he should win actual Coach of the Year too.
Yeah. How about you, Steph? Because it's a miracle, the futsal championship, and of course we can still win the league. That's a miracle in itself.
I'm gonna answer to you.
There's work to be done.
Yeah,
there is work. Job's not finished. You're not wrong.
I'm gonna answer to you this way. Yo no hablo inglés. It's a tough one. If I was part of the Strum committee, I would say definitely nominate all three. The coach of Joaquim Patins, because that's remarkable. It's bicampeonato, 2 years in a row. And then futsal, Nuno Dias. Not only that, but he won the Portuguese Cup and he could win the Portuguese League, and he won the Taça da Liga. And 19 years later, Ruben Amorim not only won the championship but the Portuguese League as well. So the Taça da Liga. So all three deserve it, but of course only one can we can only pick one, and I think it's going to be Ruben Amorim because 19 years it's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if I had to pick, it would be Ruben Amorim because it's a long time. It means that it's not 19 coaches; it's more than 19 coaches. It's I think 20 something, if not 30 something coaches. They couldn't do it. And Ruben Amorim, a level 3 coach, did it. Like Chris said, an assistant coach.
If you're gonna count, I mean, if we're gonna count like in terms and like the like 4 of his last season was like 4 coaches or whatever.
Yeah,
it might even be in the 40s.
It could be. To
be fair to some of those guys, when they came in, their project was not to win the league.
And how many presidents? And I'm not even talking about presidents. Quite a few.
5,
6, 7,
19 years and even more. So it would have to be Ruben Amorim.
Yeah. On the number of coaches thing, I just remembered. And not only was last year like 4 coaches, the Frankie Verkouten year was before him was Sapinto. After Frankie Verkouten, it was João Ferreira, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It could be very well in the 40s.
There's also that guy Oceanio. He coached like 3 games.
Oceanio, Fernand,
and then exactly. I think I lost you guys for a second. Am I back? I think I'm back. Sam, how about you, dude? If you want to have a shoe in this race,
I would just say just because of how bad the team was last year and like the last few years, I think it's got to be Amorim. 19 years turned what we had last year in 4th place to a title-winning team. I don't think, there's no disrespect to the other coaches, obviously, but to me, that's the biggest achievement of them all.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts. Last real talking point from my end, at least. The news came out yesterday, and actually a talking point on a podcast we had about a month ago with Bruno Mascarenhas, who maybe not warned us, but made us privy to what possibly might happen. Came out yesterday, and Record Varandas might push for an electoral vote sometime in July, August to either cement his position at Sporting, and the way Record said it, to give Sportingistas a voice. Steph, I'll start with you. Any opinions on this? If it's deserved?
Come on, you gotta change up the email like a little bit and not like just copy paste it. They said that, bro.
That's what I'm pretty sure. That's what the Kappa said.
Oh my god!
Let me just double check here. It says, líder recusa pressões para se demitir e convocar já eleições. So finally he's brushing off the pressure of fans on him and giving Sportingistas a voice and going for elections. Any thoughts on this, Christian? Take it away.
No, I mean it's obviously not that surprising. To be fair, if he waited, I guess who knows? You never know, right? We could be finished 4th next season, and then it's unfavorable for him, the situation potentially. So the moment's hot, right? It's like this has been an absolutely incredible season for Sporting. Yeah, I mean, like I don't even know if there would be opposition to him. The vote might just be a formality, essentially, you know. I wouldn't. I mean, my thoughts are for him. It's probably smart. It's not surprising if it's within the statutes. I don't see why he wouldn't take advantage of it. If he's calling elections for July, please send my ballot today, and there may be a chance that I can get it back to you in time. Otherwise, that aspect of it's obviously a fucking joke. But, you know, that's not a concern of theirs in any way, shape, or form, you know. So, yeah.
Facts. How about you, Steph?
I don't know why he's calling for elections now, because his term is until June, July of 2022.
To be fair, Dan, I also saw today another report that said, like, oh, he's going to wait. So, but Record on the Kappa said that he's going to call him early, and then another report says he's going to wait. So who knows? Who knows? It obviously remains to be seen.
Was that other report also Record, or was it?
No,
elsewhere?
it was like
My Football or something.
It was like TVE or something, or someone I don't know who it was. It was someone else though. Seek maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I am a firm believer that if you're elected for 3 years, do your 3 years and wait until you're up for elections. Why rush? Why unless in this case I understand why he's doing it. When you campeão Portugal, you win the Portuguese league, campeão europeu, do Patins, campeão futsal. I get it.
Me too.
Everything's going in your favor, but that's when you, as a president, you show a strong posture and you say, "No, I'm confident of my abilities and how I'm running the club, so I'll wait until the end of my term, and I wait until next year." I don't think it's beneficial to always shave a year away. I don't think it's possible, to tell the truth, to start elections because you feel like it. I don't think that's the way it is. I'm not too versed on it, like the legalities and the laws on how to do eleições antecipadas. I don't think you can do it. You would have to have the vast majorities from a assembly, Portuguese assembly. So I don't know. I think Record they pulled the trigger too fast.
I mean, to be fair, I've been expecting. I mean, it hasn't come yet, but we're getting a full Kappa Varandas sit down, primeira grande entrevista.
It's coming.
Like, it's coming.
I get it.
I mean, I don't know how it hasn't happened yet. Like, what the fuck are they waiting for?
If I was Varandas, I would do an interview. Let's say Sam is from Ebola.
He still really hasn't given any interviews. Like,
and then he's from Uzogu. I would do an interview, and behind me, I would have all the trophies we conquered. All the trophies. Because that's how
maybe that's what he's waiting for, Steph, to get every trophy in the picture.
That's how you win the election.
There's still trophies to be won out there. Yeah.
Portuguese, Benfica, Sportistas, we vote on our president when we see results. So if we see all the trophies, I say, fuck yeah, I'm going to vote for him. We won all these trophies.
And it's a big fuck you to Bruno Carvalho and any of his opposition as well.
No, not really.
No, but seeing as he'll have not only the Modalidades trophies behind him, but the Liga NOS as well beside him, let's say. You know, it's a big fuck you to all the people that, like, we're saying Varandas out and everything like that. Look at all these trophies. I'm saying, like, he should do that. That's a wise move from him.
I think it's beneath Varandas and his administration to actually remove Bruno Carvalho picture from the president's hall. That's beneath him. Why do such a thing? He was the president of Sporting. Leave it the way it is. You know, João Rocha, the pavilion. was inaugurated by Bruno Carvalho. Give him the credit for it. It makes no sense to fight something that makes no sense, you know? So give the credit where it's due, okay? My name is at the Muralha do Sporting because I donated and I bought a T-shirt to 12º jogador. It's there. And why? Because of Bruno Carvalho. I'm always going to like him. I'm not going to say I dislike Varandas anymore because he has conquered me. But it's an option that we all have when we say, I dislike this guy. But when somebody proves you wrong, and Varandas proved me wrong, why shouldn't I like him now? I do like him. The way he's running the club, I think he's done an amazing job.
And that's how you consolidate support, right? Like,
why can't we change our opinion about certain things? That's why living in a democratic country is all about.
If we're going to change our opinions on certain things, I would expect him to change his opinions on certain things.
Exactly,
you know?
I agree with that. And with Bruno Carvalho, you should accept him back as a Sócio de Sporting Portugal, and he should stop with that bullshit of, I don't know who he's listening to. That's the problem. He's listening to someone because on live TV he said he would take him back if he was proven he was not guilty. And guess what? He's not guilty.
But I mean, you're never even going to get a journalist that's ever going to ask him about that.
Nope.
0% chance. So
do you know why?
He'll never have to even answer for it.
Bunch of chickens.
How about you, Sam?
Also, he doesn't really answer too many questions anyway, so good luck even having the opportunity to ask that. But,
it's better that way.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I think he's due an interview on Friday. I saw it on Twitter, so don't quote me on it. I think it was maybe TVI or SICK that I think he is an interview on.
I saw like a video of the commercial for it, I think.
Yeah. I think that was doing the rounds on Twitter. But I think it's smart from him to do it, honestly. I don't really agree with it, but obviously the success is fresh in the memories. So everyone's just going to be thinking, like, he's done well and he's won me over. Like Steph said, I wasn't his biggest fan. I'm still not the biggest fan of him as a person, but as what he's done this season is unspeakable. Fair play. The league we won that we waited ages for, he's definitely won me over. But I would personally wait to see to the end of the next season, when we're in the Champions League, when we have a lot harder competition, what it's going to be, because we could easily crumble and he could easily crumble. But I mean, we have to wait and see. And I think as a president, he should be setting that leadership, lead by example, take it later, not take the shortcuts to do it.
Okay, so now I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to put you on the spot because I feel like if I put you on the spot, I'm putting a lot of Portuguese on the spot as well. So what would be an attainable goal for you to say it's acceptable if in the Champions League we reach this level?
I would say out of the group stage or a good showing in the Europa League. If we go to the Europa League as well and we get semi-finals, quarter-finals, then yeah. And if we get out of the round 16, to the round of 16 in the Champions League and a league title, yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay, fair enough.
To go the greatest we've ever done is getting shellacked.
Quarterfinals.
12-1. No, round of 16. Right?
Oh, no,
round of 16.
The further we gotten in the Champions League was
1988, I think it was.
Okay. So we've only made it out of the group stage twice then. Okay. I think winning a knockout round, and also winning a knockout round would also guarantee us, if we were to qualify for the Champions League next season, which obviously, right, like we want to turn this into a continued run of success and not just a bust our load and then just go back to being third again or whatever. We want to keep this rolling. Like it guarantees you more money. Like when Porto qualifies for the Champions League, right, they get like 48 million, but we're only guaranteed like 28 million, right? Because we don't have like that established like points or whatever.
We've ranked 29. That's why.
Yeah, achieving results in the Champions League, and right. To be fair, we haven't played in it in a couple of years, right? Obviously, we wouldn't have points for it. So you gotta win those games and you get those knockout points, right? And the knockout points are obviously worth more than victories in the group stage, right? And let's start to build up the run of success. I to be fair, like there's very few scenarios that I can envision us being the pot one team where finishing third and going to the Europa League is going to be an acceptable outcome. That seems like that's an outcome where it is the absolute worst case scenario. I mean, finishing fourth in a group where you're the pot one team is fucked, right? That's like Man U 07 or whatever, right? Like that's catastrophic, right? But I mean, I don't know who we're gonna draw, right? But I mean, it seems like third is we should be advancing out of the group. I feel like, period.
Depends. I still think it depends. We can easily get like a group like even with pot one that Benfica got a few years ago with Zenit and Lyon and Basel.
Catch like an English club from pot three or something.
Exactly.
I don't know if Juventus qualify, we can get them as well. So it'd be like Sporting, let's say, for example, Man United, Juventus, and then that's going to be difficult to get out of, or like Milan or whatever.
I mean,
even exactly, yeah.
It's tough to say without seeing the group, right? And I hope that that's an absolute worst case scenario.
Yeah, I agree. I only want to say one thing about the Varandas thing that I'm with you guys. I'm glad he's proving me wrong. I hold reservations, and I only want to see. I am considering voting for him, whether it's in whatever or next month or next year, I should say. I want more so than ever stability in the club. So if Varandas can prove to me stability in the club, whether that be do well in the Champions League, whether that be at least compete for the title again next season, because I don't want to wait another 19 years. Whether that be, keep up the success with the Modalidade, any sort of stability I see with the club, whether it be continue this good relationship that we have with the media outlet and the communications and social media and all of that stuff, then he might even have my vote. And of course, it depends on the opposition, right? And the opposition party. But if he continues success or at least some sort of sustainability at Sporting, I'll gladly come on the podcast as well and admit whether I'm voting for him or not, or admit that he's proving me wrong. Like, no problem with that. I love people proving me wrong. It's just, this is the one good season and a really great season. I'm hoping for another, if not great, good season next year too. That's the most important part. And when we talk about transfers, Mourinho once said this about his Porto squad, which is very important, which I hope to see a lot in the summer, is sometimes the best transfer window is the window where you keep most of your players and don't sell. And I think that is the most, in my eyes at least, because this group has been fantastic, the most important thing that this administration should do now in the summer is at most lose a player or two. If it's Nuno Mendes for 60, 70, 80 million and Nuno Santos or Jovan or another good, maybe young player, perfect. I don't want to see us losing Pot. I don't want to see us losing Palhinha. None of that.
The thing is, if the value's right, then it's hard to turn down, especially with release clauses and things. Play and player agents, I mean, if we get say 60 million for Pot, are we going to turn it? I don't know.
Pot's going to be tricky. Pot's going to be tricky because of the contract. Yeah. It's going to be tricky.
Yep.
So I hope we don't sell him and just kick the can on that one, to be honest. But will he be the top scorer next season? Statistics tell me no, right? So will his value ever be higher? I don't know. Remains to be seen. He's young, obviously, but
depends on the Euro. If he gets called,
will he get called in? Yeah, I think he might slide in.
I was just about to transition to that.
Perfect. Yeah, he might slide in a 26-man squad.
Yeah, they actually.
Does he slide in over Otavio? They both get in. I don't know. I thought for sure Otavio was a lock, but now I don't know.
Yeah, because Jota got injured in Liverpool.
I think Jota's good though. I think Jota's gonna be okay.
Yeah, that's what Klopp was saying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Pot is solid. 23 goals. It's going to be tough on Fernandes not to call him.
Yeah. For the national champion in your country, how do you not call that guy, right? There's internal pressures to call that guy.
How do you don't call someone the top scorer in the Portuguese league?
Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. Not a striker, a midfielder.
Exactly. Vitor, and if Varandas ever wants to come on the podcast, more than welcome, Varandas.
This guy does
Please come on
2
the
interviews
podcast.
a year. I don't think we'll be one of them. But if he wants to, he's welcome.
If he wants to practice his English, if not, we'll even speak Portuguese. There's no problem in our broken Portuguese. We'll practice our Portuguese. There's no problem.
To be fair, I think this guy skirted speaking English.
He speaks English well.
I have never personally heard him speak English. Have you heard him speak English, Steph?
Yeah.
It was good?
Yes.
Okay, well then he was hiding something because he didn't speak to the group.
In New York?
In New York, he addressed the group in Portuguese. I didn't hear him speak any English. So if he knows English, then no excuses, buddy.
I was watching his interview yesterday, actually, on Canal 11. I didn't finish the whole thing, but the interview that the pandemic just started, he just was talking about Ruben Amorim and guaranteeing that Ruben Amorim in the next 4 or 5 years will be at a big club. Let me just say, he said Sporting was going to be and he used the words green and eco-friendly. Pretty good. That's the most English I've heard him say. So if he wants to, show me more than welcome to come on, Sam. But back on the Pot talk, do you think Pot should be included in this 26-man squad?
I think he should, but I'm going to go with an unpopular opinion. I think he probably will be better suited to the under-21s. Because if let's say, our under-21s team is stacked as well. Let's not forget, if he goes to the main team and doesn't get a lot of appearances, we get knocked out, then it's sort of, especially with the group we have, it's like a bit of a waste. If he goes to the under-21s and he's the best player in the tournament and we win it all, then I think that's much better for him, to be honest. I don't know if that will be the case, though, but yeah, I think his value would definitely increase more. I think balling out on the under-21s than the situation I gave. Obviously, we could win the Euros, but with the group we have, it's going to be difficult. And I think with players like Bruno Fernandes playing, and
Danilo Is Danilo in for sure?
Yes, Fernandes, that's his boy.
So, do you think that who do you think is going to start Danilo as his CDM, if you will, as his 6? Or will he start Palinha? Because I don't know how you don't start Palinha in that spot, right? I don't see any better Portuguese CDM, but he's only played 1.2 games for you, and he's a big loyalty guy. Maybe we'll see more Maritimo. I don't know, but it feels like the destroyer should be playing.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that as well. But I don't see Fernando Santos doing it. He just loves his old boys for some reason.
Hey, José João Pereira, he brings a good point. 23 goals when we won the 23rd championship. That's pretty good. Yeah. What a coincidence. Yeah. Let me know when you want to talk about modalidades. I would like to bring something.
Perfect time right now.
Perfect time. Let's do it.
About it.
Sure. Okay. So here we go. So before I go into modalidades, for me, the most important thing at the beginning of 2021-2022 season, the most important game is a Super Cup, Super Taça de Portugal. So that's a trophy that we already clinched, and I would like Ruben Amorim to prepare for that game. I don't know if it's going to be against Braga or Benfica. Of course, I think the final of the Portuguese Cup is this coming Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So to me, it doesn't matter who wins. I'm not a sympathizer of either club. So let the best win the Portuguese Cup.
Bad memories of the last time.
Yeah.
But incredibly good memories of the times before. I was there the one before. But the last one, I deleted from memory.
Same.
Last but not least about football, João Mario, I'd like to keep him. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but as you saw against Benfica, we didn't play against João Mario and Palinha from the beginning, and it was a disaster. Mm-hmm. And that was a point that Ruben wanted to prove to the administration. If we don't have some experienced key players, this is how it's going to be when we play in the Champions League. So, how do you guys feel about that, about João Mario?
I actually agree, and on our Portugal talk, I actually hope to see him on the 26th tomorrow as well, because I think he's had a good season. It was slow on it. It's still a slow start.
There is not enough room for Otávio.
I don't think Otávio's as set in that team as you think.
Otávio, Mario. There can only be one of those three.
How healthy is Moutinho? Is Moutinho even healthy? Has he been playing? I haven't watched many Wolves games.
I think so. I
think
think he
so.
has been.
He's
on
but
and
they've just
off,
been
on and off.
They've been awful this season, so I think he's been in and out of the team.
And he's been awful. Another shout that might make the team that also has been awful, or not awful, but not as great as his other seasons, Ruben Neves. I think he'll make the team as well, but he hasn't been as great of a player as he has been the last few years as well.
No.
I mean, Sergio Oliveira will probably take his spot, but if he's out and we have Sergio Oliveira, we have Danilo, we'll have Pelinha. I don't see why not João Mario. I mean,
I think Ruben Neves is higher than
João
João Mario on the pecking order for me.
Renato gets in also.
Renato, that's a good point.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Sam, the Wolves, they finished in which place in the Premier League?
Like 12th.
Yeah.
So why the fuck would you call one of their players for the national
How about
team?
two? How about
Fernando
Santos?
Santos?
How about like 4?
I know, but I
personally want João Mario there.
If everyone's healthy, it's like 5.
How about the starting 11?
Hey, listen, if I'm the national coach of Portugal, I wouldn't even call one player from the Wolves when they finish in 12th place.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, except for Patricio, but that's the only one that's a guarantee. But he's not starting. I don't think he starts. I don't think he starts.
Not even Rui Patricio. I would prefer Maxi, and he didn't even start at the game.
Maxi.
No, Maxi. I mean, talk to the Wolves fans, and they'll tell you about Rui Patricio. They think he's a Frangueiro. They don't like him at all. They think that was a bad deal. Well, lately, of course. Yeah. Anyway, so about the Super Cup. We already spoke about that. About the modalidad. So let's start with handball. So handball, the championship is lost. Basically, Porto's got it, but we're still in the fight for the Portuguese Cup. Track and field, Sporting Clube Portugal, we became champions in men corta-mato, which that's outdoors. And then ladies outdoors as well. How do you say that? Cross outdoors, the corta-mato, Chris?
I don't know.
It's like the marathon outdoors, basically. Okay.
Oh, so, is it does it have like obstacles, or is it just?
Well, it's like not on the pavement. It's like on dirt.
Yeah, like cross country.
That's it, cross country.
Yeah.
So cross country, Portugal became champion in ladies and gentlemen. Basketball, we won 2 Portuguese Cups back to back. The 2020 season, it was in January. And then we won the 2021 Cup again. And we are in the final against Football Clube do Porto, which the first game will be this Sunday at 1700 for Sam and 12 noon for us. Football, we became champion of 2021 season, and we won the Portuguese League. The ladies, we're still in the fight for the championship. The last game will be against Benfica this Saturday, which is the 22nd, at 12 noon for us and 1700 for Sam, or in Europe. There's no Portuguese Cup date yet. The Portuguese League was won by Benfica, I believe. Futsal, we won the league, the Portuguese League. There's no there's no Portuguese Cup. They postponed that. And we just won against Portimonense. We clinched the semifinals. So now we're waiting for our opponent to finish their series. And, of course, we won the Champions League. Okay, in Patins, we're still in the fight for the Portuguese League. The second game will be also Saturday against Barcelos. We won the Champions League, again, for the second year in a row. Congratulations to them. And we're still in the fight for the Portuguese Cup. Rugby ladies, we became champion of 15 with 15 players. We became champions with 7 players. We won the Taça de Portugal with 10s. We won the Super Cup of Portugal with 15. It's different leagues, and but I have to mention it. Ping pong, we won the championship in males. Volleyball, we won the Portuguese Cup, and our ladies won the Confederation Cup, which to me means nothing. But I still have to mention it. And goalball, we became champions of Portugal, winning against Football Club Porto 10-7 last week. So the reason why I'm mentioning all these competitions is to see how big our club is and how our club is the biggest club in Portugal by far when you include all modalities. Porto and Benfica, they're not even close to us. That's why I'm so proud to be a Sportingista. And it's a sad day for Benfiquistas and Portistas because you picked the wrong club. That's all I got to say.
As if it's not enough to get scraped domestically. I mean, getting scraped in Europe as well. I mean, I can't even imagine.
We have officially 39 international titles. We only behind Barcelona and Real Madrid, which they take, the international competition very seriously, including all modalities. Every time you hear Benfiquista and Portista say, "Oh, quem quer saber das modalidades?" And then you see them celebrating when they win a trophy in their modalities, and then it's laughable because it's like, what the fuck?
Honestly, they can have volleyball, right? For me, that's like, well, I don't really watch volleyball, so if they want to have volleyball for them, take it. I'll take literally all the other ones.
No, but kudos to Benfica in volleyball. They had the better team. There's nothing.
They usually do.
Yeah, I mean, and handball is Porto. They have the better team. There's nothing we can say about that. But don't celebrate the handball title and the volleyball title, and then when we celebrate our titles and modalities in hockey, futsal, and so on, you make fun of us. Like, what the fuck? You're totally a hypocrite. You know.
And on your Barcelona and Real Madrid point, I went to the Barcelona and Real Madrid museums, and it's not like those trophies are in a little cantingo where nobody sees. They're out in the open. They're proud about, especially the basketball ones. I vividly remember seeing the basketball trophies and the museum guide that me and my ex now were together with pride. Yeah. Fucking, these are the basketball trophies that we have. We're the best basketball team in Europe. We're the best basketball team in Spain. So I mean, it's like you said, we're with elite company, and it's nothing to scoff at. They only scoff at it because they don't win these things. If they don't take their modalidad seriously, that's their problem. But that's what makes Sporting a huge club.
Okay, I'm going to remind you.
We got Gita coming back.
Gita, let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to remind you guys of something really fast. Remember when Sporting didn't have a Champions League in futsal? What Benfica used to say was
they won like the 2005 one.
When we won, because they won one in 2005. And then we kept on winning the Portuguese. Oh,
they won They won two, right? Because they also won with Ricardinho in like 2011.
No, they only won one.
Then it was like earlier then. Yeah, it was like 2007 maybe. Yeah, something like that.
Every time we clinched a Portuguese title, os benfiquistas iam assim: "Epá, se vocês quiserem ver uma Liga dos Campeões, passam por nosso museu." So now we can tell them, if you want to see two, now you can swing by our museum. So anyway, it's funny how Benfiquistas and Portistas are when it comes to be sore losers. That's all.
Este ano eles são campeões em isso.
Matraquilhos.
Guys, I don't really have anything else more to say. I mean, anything else you guys want to que vai na alma? Aside from just one thing, me and Sam did appear on I'm forgetting the name now. Sam, help me out. The East End podcast, I think.
Yeah.
East Stand podcast about Shamrock Rovers and the similarities between Sporting and Shamrock Rovers in Ireland. That I think is going to come out either tomorrow or Friday, but be on the lookout for that. Follow them on Twitter. And yeah, aside from that, anything else que vai na alma about this season, boys?
Shout out Con Murphy as well, a true gentleman and an absolute hero and a big fan. We're a big fan of his, so a shout out to him as well.
A shout out to our good friend Nando, our partner, our fighting crime. To Marco Diaz, also a nice addition. He hooked us up with Mascarenhas, and he's been a great friend. And to all of our friends, Vitor Pino, Lauren, she's been consistently in every single podcast. She's amazing. George Costa from Australia, amazing. To all of our fans, I mean, it's been an amazing year. We've grown so much. We have a total of 616 followers on YouTube. We're clinching close to 4,000 followers on Twitter. And we do all this for you guys, for all of us. This is like kind of therapy. This is the first time,
especially the start of the podcast. It definitely was therapy.
This is actually the first time we can enjoy a podcast being champions. After 19 years, it's emotional, and we owe to all of you guys, to Danny, to Chris, to Sam, Nando, Patrick, to
yourself,
or myself, of course. That goes without saying.
Oh,
to Mike Soilo, to all of our fans that have shown up, to Bruno Mendes, Sportingista and Benfiquista at times, but everybody that's been on the podcast as a guest, and all of our fans that followed us, it's very emotional to be champion of Portugal. That's why we do this. And the love for our modalities. I know I'm going over, on and on, but it's been an emotional year. Even my wife, she said, "Epa, tu queres saber mais Sporting que tua família?" And and I was kind of debating. Maybe sometimes, in my car, inside my car, I have the Portuguese scarf saying Sporting Campeão 1999-2000. That's the only one I have. Of course, I'm going to buy the new one, but I'm parading it across America, and I'm very proud of it. People ask me, "What's that?" And I tell them, and then I'm educating them about Sporting Portugal. But that's me, and that's how much I love my club. And I've got American friends to follow our club, like Danny Baldwin. He follows it, and he was excited. Yeah. So go out of your bubble, spread the wealth, convert people into being Sportingistas. That's all I can tell you. And I love my Sporting. I love you guys, and this year's been amazing. And I just hope next year we win it again. That's what I want.
Facts. Win it again so you can go to Lisbon. And that too. I don't want to wait another 19 years. Anyways, guys, it's been another great podcast in the books. That's 114. We will be back. I think we're gonna. It's safe to say we might have even one just before the Euros as well. But definitely gonna keep up with the Euros and our Sporting boys who are gonna be playing in the Euros as well. Until then, be sure to follow us all, Sporting160EN on Instagram, on YouTube.
And Rostovsky. We're going to be following North Macedonia's campaign as well and rooting heavily for them.
Hey, Chris, I'm counting on you to let me know if there's a party going on in Lardos Leões.
I got you. I'll
let me know because if we have one, then we might do a live podcast.
Yeah, I actually already talked to them about that, and they're down for that. So for
sure.
That's sick.
Yeah,
that's sick.
That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And we could still have Sam and Danny if they can make it.
I was going to say, I better get an invite to this.
I mean, even if one night I just did it there, I would have a pretty sick backdrop, if nothing else. But if we had multiple people there, it'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah, I mean, I intend to go to the dinner if they plan something together. I'm just a couple hours away. I will go.
Yeah.
But you better go as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that would be awesome if I think maybe Danny could make it.
Depends on the border situation. I think it'll lift soon.
Yeah.
Things are starting to look better up here, so I think it'll be.
We have a month. We have a month to figure it out.
Yeah, and then Nando should be able to make it.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how far that is.
That psycho drove like 29 hours to go to a Cowboys game and then back or whatever. So it's within reach.
Onde é que vive o Nando? Isn't it
North
Maryland?
Carolina, I think.
No,
Or
no,
South
no.
Carolina.
He just moved to northern South Carolina.
Oh, so it's kind of a
It's near
hike.
Charlotte. It's near Charlotte, I think.
Yeah, it's near Charlotte. I bet it's like 14 hours, 12 hours, something like that.
I mean, if he doesn't fly.
Yeah, if he doesn't fly. Or, yeah.
Because the flights are pretty cheap. And then Sammy will be difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll join over FaceTime or something. I'll be there in spirit.
You have to plan a bit more than just the live pod while he's over here.
Just make sure you make sure you have good internet because your girlfriend's internet sucks.
No,
I'll let them know.
Hey, if it means anything, it's better than Bruno Mascarenhas, bro. That guy didn't have the notch 5G.
It is infinitely better than that.
I'll pass the feedback along, boys. Don't worry.
It hasn't even really cut out, to be honest.
A few times you guys disappeared for me, so I didn't know what happened. But yeah.
No NOS 5G.
No, not here. No.
And a shout out to Sporting160, o João Castro, Pedro, Varelli, Mariana for always supporting us. You know, I didn't want to forget about them. And o Tigas, Botelho.
Yeah.
Tiago Botelho also, he's a big supporter of ours. So a shout out to all of them.
Facts. Richard saying you didn't need to call out Sam mid-show, bro. You really called out his girl.
and thank you for Richard for all the little background, the thumbnails. Yeah, that's amazing, Richard. Thank you so much.
Facts. I've been bothering Richard almost every weekly for these thumbnails, so appreciate that, Richard. Yeah. I shall continue to bother you though. So please don't get sick of us.
That was a great podcast, by the way, with Richard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out Richard.
Jorge Costa, abraço, amigo. All the way from Australia.
Yeah, and abraço para todos, bro. Appreciate the love and support we've gotten, especially this season. Long may it continue. Big things on the horizon as well as always. Yeah, man. Viva o Sporting. Sporting é campeão.
And we still have more titles. Don't worry about it.
We still have more titles.
More titles to win. Yeah,
more titles to come. Yeah.
I'm confident we'll win a couple more.
Not you're right about that. The Pegasus gear will be in about 1-2 weeks, I'm guessing.
I know. Vitor Pinho, you're right, bro. Aquela camisola do Nike com o símbolo de campeão nacional. Those
are 4 weeks out.
I'm so antsy for that, bro. So antsy for that. I really hope Nike doesn't fuck this up on a side note, but
no.
Just keep it simple. If you don't, just keep it simple. Mm-hmm. Just keep it so simple. You know?
We don't even need a third kit. It could be just the stomp. That's fine. I'm not expecting big things. Yeah. I'm not expecting it to be a priority with these 4 kits.
Keep it the most basic striped. People will be excited because it's Nike and has the patch. Just basic stripes, and then the away, solid color. They did all black this season. So give
us a yellow or an orange.
Yeah,
I'm
all lime. Yeah, all lime. Or,
I like the purple ones back in the day. Give you another purple.
Purple one is a nice one.
Yeah,
one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
Was that from Puma?
Yeah. I think that was Macron. Oh no, it was Puma. Yeah, you're right.
The purple was Puma.
Yeah, Puma.
It was
yellow, baby, yellow. We've been asking for the yellow. Maybe they'll do yellow.
Yeah, maybe.
A solid all yellow away kit. How can you fuck that up, right? Seems pretty simple, right? But yeah, remains to be seen.
Oh, one more thing I wanted to give credit to Verandas is replacing the ugly chairs at the stadium.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Hopefully by the time that's what they're saying, right? By the time
you're gonna have fans in there, right? You're gonna be replacing the seats, right? So let's put that process into overdrive, right?
They have begun the process. The thing is the shipping of it, the dumpsters to dispose of the old ones. I mean, we think it's easy, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the thing is, it's being done. It's being
exactly
done, which is under this administration, possibly Bruno Carvalho thought about it, but who did it? It was this administration.
100%. 100%. And something we've been crying for so long, man. So it's about goddamn time.
Do you know who bitched about it?
Who?
The only one person that could bitch about it. The one who thought about it.
He's bitching about it now happening?
Yeah, he consulted his lawyer to see if he could sue Sporting to replace the chairs, to stop the replacing of the chairs. And then his lawyer said, no, you can't. They can do whatever they want.
Oh, the architect.
The architect, o engenheiro, não sei o quê, o cara que foda.
Oh.
I see what he's saying, but yeah, dude. I mean, it does. Yeah, maybe it made sense at the time. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. It made sense at the time. It does not make sense anymore.
Yeah,
I think we should.
I agree with Jose João.
To be fair, those years.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, when we were finishing in 7th place, right?
Yeah.
You want all green seats for those years? No, the rainbow seats made it look a lot better on TV. So. Trust me.
I mean, me personally, I would like to see.
I think we're past that shit now. But maybe we're not.
I would like to see green and white, like But I like the green because apparently what they're doing is it's going to be all green, but at the same time they'll have like the logo of Sporting with white chairs. Mm-hmm. So it's going to look beautiful apparently. But I agree with Jose João Ferreira. He's saying that we should close the gap.
Yeah.
But easier said than done. That's expensive.
What do you just do? Like fill it in with concrete or something? Like,
that's what I've always wondered.
You can't.
Yeah. I wanted like I always see people close it. Like I'm down, but like I'm just curious how, and I haven't really seen an explanation about that. So if you have one, send it my way.
If the architect is suing us because of seats, he's the architect for the full.
He's gonna be so mad when he hears about that.
The Fossa makes sense, but there's a whole logistics behind it because it plays around with the como é que se diz em inglês? A equação, the water when the water has to
drainage,
the drainage of the field and all that. So there's more stuff to think about than just close the hole. Mm-hmm. And that's why people sometimes fecha o buraco. Não é bem assim, cara. You have to consider a lot of elements behind it.
Yeah.
And everything put together, it's like they said it's like close to $5.5 million.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, because the goal is to close it and add more seats so you could be closer to the pitch. So you would get additional seats. So now the capacity of José Alvalade is 55 and some changes.
It's 51. Yeah, 51, 52. Okay.
So
it probably goes up to maybe 60 then.
So then it would increase a little bit more.
Or maybe 56 or something.
Got it.
Yeah.
It would make it more appealing for final of the Champions League or Europa League or something like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Perfect, guys. Beautiful. We'll see you guys soon. A podcast coming to you sometime. Not a set date yet, but Viva Sporting campeão. More titles to win.
O nome do guy é Tomás Taveira. That's the name of the architect. Tomás Taveira.
Sorry, Tomás.
Tomás, lawsuit coming your way, buddy. That fuss, bro. What were you thinking?
It's always these PTs, man.
Yo, hey.
Hey, Sam, let me see your sweatshirt.
I froze. I didn't.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right. Yeah.
I just got mine.
Same one as that.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Amazon, baby.
Canada, Sporting. You couldn't make Amazon Canada available, bro. You couldn't let them at least ship from the States, bro. Like, come on, man.
Sad.
Come on, bro.
Come on. There's a lot of Sporting used in Toronto. Come on. And Canada. What are we thinking?
Trudeau, bro. Come on, man. Anyways, boys, sayonara. Viva Sporting. And we'll catch you guys soon.
Viva Sporting.